Alrighty, STR UI Goku's EZA is here, and I have a fun treat for you guys with this one. We had a couple of choices we could have done for an event, right? So the first thing I tried to record was UI versus Omega Shenron, just to kind of see what would happen in an environment where he couldn't dodge. Long story short, 150k plus per normal, just getting absolutely bent in that specific environment. So I pivoted over to Fusion ZAMASU to kind of test my luck with dodging and stuff like that, and here was the best run that I was able to manage. Didn't get the win because Trunks and Vegeta took 600k from a normal, no guard, all that fun stuff, had to take him out of slot 1 and whatnot, but a bit of a skill issue at the end, kind of let it slip my mind that I needed to keep them in slot 1. But here is the run that we have. So with STR UI, I guess we could talk about this as we are doing this specific, as you're watching the gameplay, right? Because this is a what's it called, a post commentary format, which is something that I don't always do when I'm recording these, but I felt like for this one it just made a lot of sense because I was recording it while I had some other people watching and stuff like that, and it was just live commentary. Just didn't fit the kind of idea for this, right? So what we're looking at is the AoE in this event. I'm sure you guys know that a lot of it is this event is sort of a coin flip, and it always has been, where if your opening rotations are bad, you just lose, right? And this is a oppressive event that isn't really that fun to play, in my opinion. I think that you get put in some spots where it's completely out of your control. I don't think it's fair. But that's okay, because there's not much when there's not like a mind game that you can play, or there's not like you can't outthink the sort of the event, and it's just like, oh, I need to get lucky if I want to win. I just think that is a bad format for an event, but nonetheless, it is the hardest event in the game, as we like to call it, so I figured I had to at least go in and say, like, hey, this is the event, we're going to take them in, because it's the metric that everybody likes to use, right? Me personally, I don't really like it, but I understand what the people want, and that is what we are all about over here. What do the people want? And that is the Fuse ZAMASU run, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But I'm not really doing too much specific talking about the event yet, because we have to go in and play it, or we have to get UI on rotation, because that's what we're here for. With UI on rotation, I saw some impressive stuff. I saw some not so impressive stuff. In the experience that I had, I would say his dodging was about in the middle. Now, granted, I don't have him built full dodge, but I would say, honestly, that might be the way to go with this guy. I did add a little bit, because I used to be, I've kind of changed my ways now, but it was like, for me, if a unit had dodge chance, I never invested in their hidden potential system dodge, but I've kind of changed my stance on that over time, and now I believe I have like 8 or 9 dodge in this UI Goku. But looking at his EZA, we have defensive raises on both of his super attacks, so if you ever can get an additional super, you're getting an 80% defensive raise. So here we are. First look at this specific UI Goku. We have not the best setup for rotation here, especially with the amount of damage that we have taken. It's literally like, the AoE hits too hard, we're just dead, but here I want to try and get the 18 key with UI Goku. That's not going to be possible because the AoE, he can only dodge it once, so letting the Vegeta and Goku, the blue duo, do their thing. UI Goku dodges the first AoE attack, and then Trunks and Vegeta do not. So there's your proof, better than Trunks and Vegeta. I'm kidding. But dodging the super there from the blue duo's attack, haha, funny, very low. 55%, not the best for our boy Vegeta and Goku. So let's see, boom, boom, and then now what we can see is UI Goku hitting for about 4.7 on this EZA, or on this 12 key, excuse me. And this is a 30% attack and defensive raise, and then you could also lower defense if he was available to it. So here he is hit with a super, obviously dodges that, so very good, and then 142k. So honestly, like, as much as that sucks for the run, I think that is kind of like indicative of what we are like to expect in this, right? And I think on this next turn, to keep this run going, we have to go into orange mode, which obviously is not ideal, but like I said, I wanted to I was like, I need to get to this STR phase, or this physical phase, so I can see how he looks in the second phase. But really, a lot of people, I think, would say that the difficulty of the Fuse ZAMASU red zone is this specific phase, right? Or is this first phase, right? And so far, he's taken 150k from it and stuff like that, and it's not the best showing, but it's also not the worst, where he dodged the hard part, which is the AoE, so it's like, with proper dodge luck, you can 100% beat it with this UI Goku. And that's kind of where I'm at this point with this unit, where I'm impressed with what I've seen, and I haven't really had the opportunity so far to fully build him up yet. I'll probably take him into my own, like, running of, like for not difficult content stuff, that's probably what I would do, right? I would give him like a proper showing where, you know, I could see the actual attack stats and stuff like that. And with this orange mode, let's go ahead and speed through this real quick. You guys won't miss any of the action, so I'm going to go ahead and play through this orange mode, and we'll be right back when we're done with it. Alrighty, so orange, like I said, not missing any of the fun. We have both of the Piccolos on this rotation. Obviously, I'm not going to use both. And in this run, we end up not using the second version of orange just because I felt that it wasn't necessary. Because it was like, listen, if we really wanted to win, we could do that. But the whole purpose of this was just to see UI Goku in here. And the fact that we had some pretty good showings, like the attack never really gets there, but when I want to look at what I'm really was focused on in this specific instance was how is he going to look defensively, where is he going to be with linked up with the blue duo here, which is a pretty, I'd say, reliant end game partner for him, where it's like, yeah, obviously you'd want to run him next to like AGL UI Goku or Kaioken Blue Goku, but like Kaioken Blue Goku, you kind of have to maneuver the setup a little bit to make it work, and then AGL UI is just not, like, it's the same thing as like what STR UI kind of is, especially before any build-up, where it's just he gets hit one time and it's just like, okay, GG, and on to the next one, right? And that's kind of where I found myself like stuck with this UI, right? So running him on suboptimal, I wouldn't say is the right word. Well, I guess that would be because it's not optimal, right? So it's like the suboptimal setup for this guy, I think, was a decent showing. And then right here we have a bit of a blip where I'm thinking of what to do. I do the active skill, and then they said, it was like, do we even want to do it right here? Because we're trying to get the guaranteed dodges. So what you guys see is an app quitting, and then it's like, okay, let's just go back in and see what happens, because obviously we do mess this up. So you're going to see like a cut here just to go back into the game and stuff like that, and that's just kind of where I was with that, right? So that is what happened there. I'll just kind of let you guys see this. This is a little behind the scenes, right? So loading back in, it's the same idea, where I know some people might view app quitting as cheating, but we were trying to, at this point I was like, listen, we need to get to this STR phase, or this physical phase. I need to see UI in here, and we'll be here all night if I keep making these simple mistakes and stuff like that, trying to get the situation that we're looking for. So that's ultimately what we ended up doing. It's just going to be a lot of the same old stuff. What I really wanted to see was all of those attacks from UI Goku in slot 2 be dodged, and that was kind of the idea. But then Vegito just decides to go dumb. Like at this AGL Vegito, it's like he is just so crazy. And he also gets that defensive support, so it's like we put him in slot 2, we do the active skill, we throw him back in slot 1, and then he just does a bunch of supers. Like it's literally gonna feel like you guys are watching. It's like Orange Piccolo, where it's like, okay, can you stop, dude? Like, I'm trying to show off UI Goku here, and that's how that goes down. Where it's just like Vegito is just like, I'm taking over, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you can count the supers with me if you'd like. But I'm just letting you know now that he does do a lot. And I think his defense right there was 381k, and then he's going to get the 50% support proc from Vegito on his 18 key. So it's like UI Goku's defense is going to be respectable there. It's going to be high 500, 600,000 area. And that's obviously good. Like, it's going to be able to take normals, especially with that defensive support. So that helps. So this is the first one from Vegito, right? So this is super number 1, and now we're going to count, right? This is super number 2 coming up, and I know he does like 4 or 5 right here. So it's like he just goes crazy. Like, this is the Vegito agenda clip right here, where it's like, this is what all the people on Twitter would say. This is what you're always seeing from him when he does this. So this is the third super right here. Yeah, this clip right here is Vegito propaganda. So if you need it, you can save it. Here you go. 4. This coming up here. This is the 4th super. So he's still going. Doesn't want to stop. Just doing his thing. This is at 55%, by the way. So it's like, yeah. Here comes 5, and this is the 5th super right here. And if he does one more, I don't know. Like, that's pretty crazy, right? This is the 5th one that we're watching. I get to the point where it's like, is he done? Yeah, and then he does another one. So that's 6. 6 supers there from Vegito. So, yeah. I'd say he's pretty good. What do you guys think? Pretty good. So, unfortunately, my whole goal was for Mr. Ultra Instinct Goku, who didn't dodge the AoE, by the way, was for him to dodge all these attacks in slot 2 because I wanted to see what he was capable of, but unfortunately did not get that. So now what we would have right here in theory is another 50% defensive raise on top of what we got from Vegito, so his defense was going to be through the roof after that, but unfortunately just could not do it the way we wanted to. So now looking at this turn, the plan is to do the active skill with Beast to get the attack break and hide Trunks of Vegeta, and then additionally stack on top of that the active skill of Trunks of Vegeta for the defensive support that they give on their active skill. So it's like Piccolo, I'm not worried about at this point, he'll be fine, but Beast, I am a little bit worried about him on the end there. It's like, how many attacks can I really take? And that's kind of where I'm at, right? So we do the action break with Ultimate Gohan, and then we do the active skill with Trunks and Vegeta to try and raise their support as much as we can. But spoiler alert for the rest of the run, we see Trunks and Vegeta again, and then they get us killed because they take 650k from a normal. So just want to let that be known for the record that this run was probably winnable, but I played it in a way that was not the perfect way to play it. But I did that on purpose because I wanted to see UI Goku in an environment where it's not like perfectly set up for him. And that was kind of, in my opinion, that was like, could he be vulnerable to a super? If I did orange on the next turn especially, that would have been possible. So it's like, you're going to see on the next turn that we have orange in our back pocket, but I don't take it because I'm like, I don't want to do that. And the way we kind of had to float things, I couldn't keep an orange on both rotations because with this being a UI Goku showcase, we weren't trying to just feed the team through Orange Piccolo and see what he can do, right? That felt like it would have been, I don't know if taboo is the right word, but it wouldn't have felt like the same as it would have just trying to see if UI Goku could carry us through. But you guys will see UI Goku does have like an okay showing. Not the best, but not the worst either. And Gohan right here with his active skill is going to get his additional proc. So he's going to double super right here. Now obviously he could attack lower, but Zamasu is immune to that. So not getting the full effect of his double super, unfortunately. But ultimately, I think he does look pretty good in this showing here. Because Ultimate Gohan, I'll always be on the record saying, I think right now he's probably the most underrated unit in the game, and it's just because people won't grow up and get over the fact that he's not Beast. But this Ultimate Gohan, I think, is very good. So now we're in that position where I was talking about, where it's like, if I really wanted to, I could just throw Piccolo on orange and take away the super, but I don't think that's very fun. And I don't want to rework it. I just want to play the turn how it goes out, and this is kind of ultimately what I ended up going with. So Vegito in slot 1 because he has that damage reduction before attacking and stuff like that. And then I believe we grab the Int Orbs with him just to ensure that we get the 18 key with Goku. And if I would have grabbed the AGL, I don't know if that would have been possible. So that's what we're looking for right here. And then so this will be a good showing where UI Goku can show his offensive prowess and his defensive prowess in a very dangerous environment, right? I think that this is a what I would call a realistic run where things can go wrong, and they do go wrong, but I'm not cherry picking like the perfect run, right? Now, granted, I did do a couple of, we did quit app and stuff like that, but I think right here I'm gonna give you guys a good showing of like just the various things that can go wrong, right? Because we ultimately don't win in the showcase run, but it's like I didn't just completely feed UI Goku, and I put him in spots where it's like, okay, what would I want to do if I wanted to win here, right? I didn't just intentionally completely sabotage the run to make sure that UI was good or that we would win, and then it would be the other way around. I didn't sabotage to the point where it was like I intentionally threw because I wanted to see something, but I also didn't intentionally hide UI Goku the entire fight, which I could have done. I could have kept Orange Piccolo on rotation and floated UI Goku off, but I wanted to see him with some links and stuff like that, so that's ultimately what I ended up going with. So you can see the attack stat there, and now we can kind of see how he does defensively in this spot. So it's like, here's another showing, right? So it's like, he has type advantage right here, decent damage, could have definitely been better because the attack would have built up right here, dodges the second one, and then here comes the super, and he dodges the super. So 3 dodges right there, not bad. So far, I think in this run, he's taken 2 hits or maybe 1 hit, getting rid of dodging AoEs and stuff like that. So it's like he's a runnable option in here, and I think that's not up for debate, right? You need him to fill out a spot on your team, you absolutely can do that. So spoiler alert in this spot, I think we're going to cut the video. We're just going to end it there because there's no more UI showing. So this turn kind of plays out all right. Piccolo takes a lot, and then Trunks and Vegeta literally go from we would have went from basically 100% HP to 0. So let me know down below what you guys think of this STR UI Goku EZA. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content going forward. The ante is coming up, so we will be going hard, and I look forward to growing during this period. So thank you guys for watching. do all the fun stuff down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.